Close your eyes. Picture this. A single dollar bill, faded, slightly crumpled, passed from one hand to another. It's nothing special. It buys a coffee, a snack, maybe a lottery ticket destined for the trash. It is, by every measurable standard, insignificant. Now, open your eyes. I want you to hold that image in your mind, because I'm going to tell you a secret that every giant, every empire, every world-changing phenomenon desperately wants you to forget. That single lonely dollar, it is the most powerful force in the entire universe of success. It is the seed from which skyscrapers grow. It is the first, quiet, almost silent heartbeat of a billion-dollar dream. We are obsessed with the endgame, the private jets, the shimmering glass headquarters, the headlines, but we never see the true moment of creation. It is not in a boardroom. It is not in a bank vault. It is in that breath-held moment before the first dollar is earned. The sweat, the doubt, the terrifying leap of faith into the unknown. This is not a story about a company. This is a story about alchemy, the magical, painful, glorious transformation of an idea, nothing more than a whisper in someone's mind, into something tangible, into value, into that first legendary dollar. This is the story of how everything starts. And if you've ever dared to dream of building something of your own, you need to hear it. Your journey doesn't begin with $1 million investment. It begins with the first one. Let's discover how to earn it.
In the beginning, there was nothing but a quiet hum of discontent. A problem, itching at the edge of someone's mind, refused to be ignored. It was a friction in the world, a tiny splinter in the fabric of everyday life. And in a small room, cluttered with dreams more than furniture, a single person decided to pull at that thread. The idea was not born in a flash of lightning, but in the gentle glow of persistent thought. It was scribbled on napkins, muttered into voice notes, and etched into the weary hours of the night. This was the raw, unrefined ore of a future empire, pure, messy, and full of potential. But potential is a currency no one accepts. It must be forged into something tangible, something the world can hold and understand. And so, the builder began, not with a roar, but with a whisper. Lines of code became digital bricks. A needle and thread became the first prototype. A family recipe was perfected, tasted, and tweaked in a cramped kitchen. This was the sacred act of creation, far from the eyes of the market. It was built not for praise, but from a deep, undeniable need to see the idea exist. Then came the moment of truth, the terrifying, exhilarating leap into the void. The website went live. The market stall was set up at dawn. The first cold call was dialed. The world, busy and indifferent, did not stop. It did not notice. Silence. It was the loudest, most crushing sound they had ever heard. Doubt, the constant companion of every creator, now screamed its toxic chorus.
"Who do you think you are?" it hissed. "This is foolish. Stop now." But the creator, though shaken, held on to the memory of the spark, the original itch. They took a breath, and then another. They did not stop. They refined the pitch. They adjusted the display.
They shared the story with one more person. And then it happened. Not from a stranger, but from a friend of a friend. A connection. A curious click on a website link. A question about the product. A moment of genuine interest. A nod of understanding. The energy shifted. The air crackled with the possibility of exchange. And then, the words every creator remembers forever. I'll take one. Or, sign me up. Or, how much? The transaction was simple, almost anticlimactic. A digital payment notification. The rustle of a dollar bill changing hands. But in that moment, alchemy occurred. An idea was transformed into value. A belief was validated by the outside world. That first dollar was not payment. It was a vote of confidence. It was a signal flare answering back from the shore, saying, I see you. You are not lost. It was proof that the itch they felt was felt by someone else too. They had not just built a product, they had built a bridge. And that first dollar was the first soul to cross it.
The creator did not frame that dollar. They fed it back into the dream. It bought more materials. It paid for a web domain for another year. It bought a coffee that fueled the next breakthrough. The second dollar was easier. The third, easier still. A trickle became a stream. The stream became a river. The river carved canyons through the landscape of industry. That first dollar was the initial atom in a big bang of creation. It was the first domino whose fall triggered a chain reaction of impossible scale. Today, millions of dollars flow through digital veins every second. But the CEO, in a quiet moment, still remembers the weight of that first one. It was the heaviest dollar ever earned, for it carried the weight of every doubt overcome. And the lightest, for it was the moment they finally learned to fly. Your idea, your dream, your solution, it is that uncut geode. The world will not see its value until you crack it open and polish it. Do not seek $1 million investment. Seek that first legendary alchemical dollar. Earn it, feel its weight, and remember, every empire in history once stood upon exactly the same foundation. A single, simple, powerful dollar, and the courage to ask for it.
So what do you take from this? This is not a story about them. It is a mirror. It is about you. That itch in your mind, that is your raw ore, your uncut geode. The world does not need your finished masterpiece. It needs your progress. It needs you to solve a tiny friction for one single person. Your journey begins not with $1 million, but with one yes, one handshake, one moment of brave exchange. That is your first dollar. It is not just money, it is a testament. Proof that you dared to make your idea real, that you had the courage to ask. Do not wait for perfect. Perfect is the enemy of the legendary. Launch the simple website. Build the imperfect prototype. Share your story with one person. The bridge you build does not need to be grand. It just needs to hold the weight of one true connection. Someone is waiting on the other side, ready to be your first yes, ready to cross your bridge, ready to hand you your legend. Your first dollar is out there. It has your name on it. All you have to do is build and courageously ask. Your story begins now. Go earn it.